Hi, Highland Oaks family. It's Marla here, and it is springtime. And a while back, I started gardening and just trying my hand at it, even though that I had no idea what I was doing. But I could ask questions to the people who work at the nursery and read books about it, and then just try it. Because I found that the soil is so forgiving. Even if I didn't get it quite right, as long as I put in the effort to do the basics, then life would find a way. And I used to work from home and was able to build quite a good garden, growing okra and tomato and kale and all sorts of herbs. And I loved it. I had a little more time to just on breaks come and do some pruning and such. Well, whenever I started to take a job outside the home a few years back, I decided just to let it go. But now that I'm back at home and we are spending all of our time here, I wanted to do something with gardening again. So I got some seeds from Amazon that came so quickly, and 12 herbs came in them. And so last night I decided to just go ahead and go through this planter box here and some others that are around the corner and take out all the weeds, aerate the soil, and add a little bit more dirt and just plant some seeds. I know that I did not do it quite right because there's just so much to think about, but I have hope that life will find a way, because it happens every time I plant seeds. Things will grow. Not everything, but there is certainly hope. And so behind us here are seeds of hope. And I also love the way it always reminds me of verses from the Bible about how our faith can be as small as a tiny little mustard seed. And even in that, there is hope. And that's all we have to have. We don't have to have it quite right. So in Matthew 17, there was a boy who had epilepsy. They didn't know what it was back then, but they thought it was a demon, and the disciples were trying to cast it out. And so Jesus came along and so quickly healed this boy. And so they were asking him, why weren't we able to do that? And Jesus said to them, because of your little faith. For truly I say to you, if you have faith like a grain of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. And nothing will be impossible for you. From a mustard seed. In Luke 17, the disciples asked a really bold, simple, and short prayer. They said to Jesus, increase our faith. So if you're wondering, what do I need to pray about right now? Maybe it's just those 3 words. Increase our faith. And Jesus said, if you had faith like a grain of a mustard seed, you could say to this mulberry tree, be uprooted and planted in the sea, and it would obey you. That seems so absurd and so impossible. But yet Jesus is saying just the faith of a tiny little seed is worth something. Now, John 15 is my favorite thing that I always think of when I'm working in the garden. John 15 says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes that it may bear more fruit. So when these seeds of hope back here start growing, I know that I will need to prune them. And when I do, I'll wonder, what does God need to cut out of my life? And I wonder in this season, what needs to be pruned from me? What needs to be pruned from my family? From our church? Does it need to be a pruning of busyness and lots of extracurricular activities? Does it need to be consumerism is being pruned or control? So what is being pruned in you in this season? And may God increase our faith.